Hi, I'm Kylie and I'm going to be talking about texting and driving. For those of you who can drive, I'm sure you've been put in the situation where you hear your phone ring and you know you just received a text. You don't know whether you should answer to the text or just wait to look at your phone until you have parked the car. Each year, thousands of people die from texting and driving. Today in this speech, I will be informing you about some statistics on texting and driving, some stories on texting and driving, and I'm going to compare texting and driving to driving while drunk. Some statistics I found was, according to fcc.gov, texting while driving makes you 23 times more likely to get into a car crash. And while texting and driving, your eyes are taken off the road for about 4 seconds, and if you're traveling at the speed of 55 miles per hour, 4 seconds is enough time to travel the length of a football field. And driving while using a cell phone reduces the amount of brain activity associated with driving by about 37%. And according to Human Factors and Ergonomics Society, they said that driving while texting slows down your brake reaction speed by 18%. And 33 states have banned texting and driving for all drivers. And this is a map of the United States. The states in black means that all drivers are banned and the bill has been passed. The dark blue means that the bill banning all drivers was passed but it hasn't been enacted yet. And the light blue states means that novice drivers are only banned. And the state with the diagonal lines means that bill banning only novice drivers was passed but hasn't been enacted yet. And text messaging and using iPods cause people to leave their lanes 10% more often. And if these statistics didn't change your mind about texting and driving, then maybe these stories will. In 2010, AT&T launched a campaign ad against texting and driving, and their goal was to try to tell people not to text and drive, and they interviewed families. And one story was of a young girl who was driving on the freeway and her sister texted her. She was getting ready to reply when she crossed the lane and she ended up flying out of her windshield. She died on the scene, and now her sister has to live with the guilt that the text she was reading was sent from her and it was a simple, meaningless text. And another story was of the passenger, and the driver was texting when he ran into a tree, and the passenger hit his right temple on the tree and he was paralyzed, and now he can't do the normal things like walk and drive alone. And then one more story was about a guy who was driving with his girlfriend, and he decided to text, and when he heard his girlfriend scream it was too late. He had crossed the bike lane and hit a biker, and the biker went through their windshield, and the biker died on scene. So now the guy has to live with the consequences and guilt for the rest of his life. And a lot of people don't think these things could happen to them, but I bet you the girl who died, the guy who was killed, and the guy who was paralyzed didn't think so either. I'm going to compare texting and driving to driving under the influence. In National Highway Transportation Safety Administration said that texting while driving could be compared to driving after 4 beers, and you're also 6 times more likely to get into a car accident while texting and driving than while intoxicated. And of course, drinking and driving is very dangerous, but texting while driving is found to be more dangerous because when you're intoxicated and driving, your vision is blurred and your reaction time is slowed down, but you're still paying attention to the road. And when you're texting and driving, you're paying attention to a cell phone and not the road at all, and your reaction time is also slowed down, so that's why it's found more dangerous. So I've just told you some statistics about texting and driving, and I compared it to driving under the influence. Next time you are driving in the car and you hear your cell phone ring, hopefully you wait until you're parked to read it because it could save your life. Thank you for listening.